you bite me, Diesel, you're getting killed.
God attack.
What pissed him off last time I was here? Oh yeah, dude. PS5. Look at it. It's gigantic.
It's huge. PS5 is a rich man's suitcase. Suitcase? Briefcase? Some case that a rich guy has with a ton of shit in it.
Like it's like a weird, I don't know.
And then it's got like a vampire fucking
Like
collar.
if it was like in a movie, it would just be like a giant, like futuristic skyscraper, like has like a weird design, you know?
Yes. Yeah, the PS5 is a skyscraper. Insert that into a couple classic Godzilla films. Godzilla just tears it down.
Tear it.
And Godzilla could be played by Diesel.
Tear it down now. You guys ever heard of Hatebreed? And they're like, no.
Speaking of Hatebreed, God's Hate covered their first
oh yeah, I saw you post that.
Oh, this is the best. Oh, everyone check it out. Oh, it's a band I like, and they covered another band I like.
Oh, I watched Louis C.K.'s Sorry last night.
Did I even see one of them? I saw Sincerely.
I watched Sincerely. That came out like
we watched that
ago.
together and held hands.
Yeah, we watched it. We watched it on different houses because I think it was pandemic. It like came out after the pandemic. So he had already filmed it, but then the pandemic started.
We FaceTimed and constantly kept glancing back at the phone. Let's start. I'm at 11:16. Where are you at?
Yeah.
And then we hit pause and play a ton of times till we on the same.
I wanted
same
to
beat.
watch 4th of July too, but
I'll tell you the whole movie right now.
No.
I'll recite it.
No.
Well, definitely, if you're gonna check out any pod appearances by Joe and Louie, talking about the show, it is better to probably just see it because Louie, did you like when he's on Rogan and when he's on Andrew Scholl's, he just starts talking about the movie.
I know, yeah, that's why I stopped listening.
Yeah, and then
because I was like,
and Joe goes, "What? Don't give it away."
Yeah,
and Louie's like, they're gonna see it. Like he's just like,
that's why I stopped watching because I was like, well, I want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he on YMH?
Oh, list, because he was like, I don't like that. There's Rift.
He better be on there on his own.
People could start a fake rumor. There's a Rift on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
People could be like, yeah, Joe.
I guess Joe and Tom have like a...
Yeah, Sarah Talamaj.
Christina.
Yeah, Sarah Talamaj hit on Tom Segura the year she started dating Joe.
It looks like your trash cans are fucking.
That's how I set him up. I was like, Corey's going to...
I need to draft one more. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go through my team.
We're going to go through it is fantasy football week. We can call this episode fantasy football. Maybe some fantasy heads will click on it. We got some insights, dude. Corey won the league last year with no quarterback. Corey didn't even start a quarterback the entire season and won.
At the very end, I'm like,
I tell people at work and nobody believes me. They're like, is the league horrible? I'm like, he started Baker. They're like, this isn't a real league. I'm like, he started Baker most games. Well, sort of. That's the way the face looked. Their face was like, what the fuck kind of league are you in? They're like, we need you in my league. Yeah. If you're not winning this league, you suck.
Yeah, you tell them Baker, and they're like, what? But I'm like, list every other starting position.
Oh, yeah.
I
go. He's got Cooper Kupp. He fucking doubled everyone else's stats. It's crazy when someone...
Diggs, dude. Just fucking awesome.
He did the same shit.
Yeah.
So when Cooper Kupp, like, each year, it's hilarious. Like, go look at, like, I was looking at Mark Andrews' stats. He, like, overperformed, right? Because people were expecting more from the wide receivers and the Ravens.
They're like, look at this white boy.
White man runs a football.
This is God's country.
Yeah. And God's white.
Is God white?
No. God's from Nazareth. And that's not a white town.
Nazareth. What is Nazareth?
I don't know.
I watched a movie last night. I already started it, and then I finished it last night.
It's called Kings of Nazareth.
Nazareth just reminds me because there's two brothers in it, and I think they're called like the Nazarian brothers. But then have you seen
Nazis,
it? It's that movie on Netflix with Jamie Foxx where it's like they hunt vampires.
Yeah, I almost wanted to check it out.
Dude.
It looked kind of interesting.
It's not. You're like the dialogue and like the writing is so bad, but like it's kind of sweet, dude. Because they like use shotguns a lot and they just shoot it and the zombies go flying into a wall. And I was like, I mean, that wouldn't happen, but that's sweet.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of cool, but anyway. Mark Andrews, we can't keep trailing off. People
I know
like,
that. That's literally what I was doing on my phone. I was typing in fantasy football because that's
you said Nazareth.
Well, so does Jen tell you that? Because Jordan keeps telling me that.
Jen did tell me that.
Yeah, and then
I said,
we were having a conversation.
I said, don't listen. And she goes, I don't anymore. And I was like, okay.
Good. We were having
That's not what happened.
We were having a conversation, and oh, yeah. So, like, she's asking me about something, and because it had to do with what she asked about, I just said something that happened, like, elsewhere. Because it was connected, and then she just didn't want to hear the elsewhere. She's like, I want to ask you about that. And she's, like, rushing me through the thing. And I think this is a part of, like, we can get everything immediately in life at all times. And, like, because I get it, too, I start Madden up, and Madden has, like, ads almost. It's like, mutt. Like, all this mutt. It keeps popping up, and I'm like, I don't want to play the game. I'm here to play the game. I'm not here to win the game. I'm not here to click back every time. So Jordan's like, I'm asking a question. I'm not here to talk about other stuff. She's not saying that. But, like, that's how I feel. I feel like a lot of this world is
feel attacked.
Becomes immediate. We all, like, want things immediately in that moment or whatever.
You could just go like this.
Yeah. Well, because say you start a video and it buffers, you could just be like, I'm not waiting.
Yep.
And then you back out.
Yep.
And now you're never going to watch that video ever again.
Yep.
And so that's the kind of thing with it. And now it's happening with discussions. Jordan's like, hey, what's going on with this? And I'm like, well, to get to that, this other guy did the thing yesterday. And I think that's why he was feeling like this today. And they're like, I don't want to hear about the other guy, the other thing. And I'm like, well, it has to do. So anyways, there was something that has to do, and I was doing something like that. And she goes, you're trailing off like you do on your podcast. I'm like, you don't have to listen to the podcast.
No, it does happen.
Okay.
My brain does work, so I'll just be like, oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah,
but it's bad. Because sometimes even I'm like, okay, we got to...
Well, and then me and you also... So for two people who are pissed off about trailing off...
Hold on, wait. Pause for 1 second.
Oh, here it is.
Turn it off right now.
Yeah, turn it off.
That's a message for somebody listening.
Yeah. All right. But for them, like, me and you also don't want to be rude with each other. So say if I did feel like I was about to dive into some fantasy football thing, but then you start saying a funny thing about trash cans having sex and the Nazarian brothers, I'm going to go, all right, we're running with this, because you also play a bit of like a yes and like we want to just try to flow and just talk about whatever and have a good time. We're not too worried about, these were my 5 bullet points that I needed to get to today. Yes, let me check this bullet point. If you want. I don't know. There's other stuff. Don't listen to the pod.
Yeah, go listen to something stupid.
Yeah, because there's plenty of stupid stuff that have timelines, and they're not good shows. I've checked them out. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and there are a lot of stuff where I'm like,
now we're going to get into.
Yeah, now we're going to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. It doesn't feel
fun.
It's fun, you know? But fantasy football, I was going to say this. This actually, boom, coming back.
Mark
Andrews. So he was a guy, year in, year out, it was like 600 yards, 800 yards, 800 yards. They expected good tight end stats, which would be like 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's like a top tight end. He had almost 1,400 and like 10 or something like that. He had like a monster year. So his points at the end of the year, rather than being like 215, they were like 320 or some shit. So that would be the number 1 tight end in the league. So now it's the next year after that. That was last year. Now people look at him and like the projections are still 215. And it's like, why not even come closer to the 3? Like he destroyed. That wasn't just, I mean, nobody actually knows, but it's like, why are we treating that like a complete anomaly? So the same thing they do with Cooper Kupp. People keep trying to go, well, he still is a white guy. He still is shifty. He's still, they added Allen Robinson or whatever the hell. Like they use all the excuses to be like, how often does that happen? 2 years in a row. And they're bringing him from like 1,900 yards and like 16 touchdowns, whatever it was, something crazy like that, right? And then
it was
something monstrous. So now they're saying rather than 1,900 yards, 16 touchdowns, they're like projecting them. They're like probably like 1,400, which is great. And then maybe I almost said tattoos. What the fuck? Maybe the touchdowns will slide down, and maybe 8, 10. Up high ceiling, maybe 12, and it's like Stafford could also throw for another 40, which will mean his number one receiver will be getting a good chunk of that. He could get 15. He could. I'm just saying meet more in the middle. Like the fantasy guys, they keep trying to like slide certain players down. I don't know. Like it's just the goofy. I don't know the way that the fantasy. They'll still look at your team that just won last year and try to like. He doesn't even have to do the same exact thing next year. He could be so much lesser, and he would still be the number one wide receiver. Because that's how much him and Andrews like blew everyone else out of the water. Corey doesn't have Mark Andrews, by the way. But who do you have? Dawson Knox? No, you have a good tight end. Tight end. Oh yeah, you have Cole Kmet. Mm-hmm. So dude, people, that's it. I know. I looked. I was examining your team, and I was like, I'll tell Corey what he needs to draft.
I got a taxi squad boy, and then I got I just drafted a guy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to he's like
maybe
be a starter.
Yeah.
They're saying. So I don't know.
Well, so Hayden Hurst is on the free agents.
Yeah, it's so funny. He got drafted last night and then dropped.
So
what are we doing?
Another part of our league.
Trading our picks.
I know.
If you're gonna just drop.
That's another part of our league where I'm like, I need to try to trade all these thirds and fourths.
I know.
I'm like, I need to get rid of all of them because I can't fit all these guys on my team. Especially if you have good depth. You don't need those. We're in a dynasty league where there's 4 rounds and it's pretty much rookie drafts.
I need to drop one more guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at my whole team, and it's like one of the guys that I'm like I have on the chopping block is like my 4th round pick that I just got. I'm like, he's some fucking wide receiver on the Chicago Bears.
I drafted 5 guys this year. Think about that. That's how bad my team was.
Some people drafted a lot of guys.
So I looked at that McGuck. I understand why Mark is like his team's good. So go through his thing. Mm-hmm. Other than a quarterback, he has like Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. Like he has some of these young receivers that are all going to be like top 5, top 10 or whatever. And then he just had like 2 first-round picks this year. Next year he has like 3 because he had just dumped all his guys. And
hopefully all these guys pan out.
Should I do that with Cook? I kept thinking, I'm like, what? Cook has got to just stop being good.
But you got to try to trade him to somebody who's going to.
I know I need someone to fork over a couple firsts, but also
you got to get them early firsts.
I know, but you never know. Our league does flip flop a lot. You were first pick. Was it 2 years ago? You had the first pick.
The year I won, I had the first. I traded it.
Last year
I had the second pick, and then I traded for the first pick.
So last year you had the second pick. The year before you had the first.
Something like that.
If it wasn't, it was the year before.
Saquon.
So 2 out of 3
the
years.
I got Saquon, I had the first.
Oh, so it was like 4 years ago now or whatever.
And then I had like another low pick.
Yeah, Corey had some low picks.
I just like every year my team was just riddled with injuries. And then finally last year I was able to.
Cooper Kupp had an ACL tear in 18 or 19 or whatever.
Oh, shit.
Came back. Maybe more guys should tear their ACLs. Everyone puts it down. Look at me. I'm kicking ass in basketball rec in Allen Park. Where some of the Lions should fucking show up there.
The Lions, dude.
How cool would that be, dude?
They just walk in. No.
Anyone from the Lions, just an offensive lineman, would just destroy us. Just back us in. 6'5". No one else is 6'5". Probably dunk.
I saw a thing where
shack us down.
I saw a video where it was like Rasheed Wallace and Kevin Garnett were telling their stories of talking shit to Michael Jordan and how it ended up very poorly for them.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was Rasheed was like,
that happens in the rec
world. Rasheed was just like,
too.
I don't got it. Like was talking shit to him, and then a guy on his team was a guy. I can't remember the guy's name. Was a guy on his team with Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Because he was like talking shit to Jordan, and the guy that was guarding Jordan was like this other guy on his team. And then the guy hosting the show was like, yeah, Kevin Garnett has like a same story. And Kevin Garnett was like, yeah, man, I was telling him, I was like, dude, you're fucking him up. And Michael was like, he like heard me say that. And then I just was like, you know what, fuck that. Like I didn't care. I said, yeah, you got that motherfucker. And then whatever. And then he goes,
down his
and then he
ass.
goes, and then it was like the next day minutes happened. Jordan went from having like 12 points to 40. Me and I can't remember the guy's name. Me and whoever,
so
we hadn't scored.
Do you know what team he was on?
This was early. So this was when Jordan was playing and Kevin Garnett was. So Timberwolves. Kevin Garnett was on Timberwolves with.
Oh, was it the white dude? Like
no, he's a black guy.
Sam Cassell?
No. They were calling. They were referring to him as just like with his initials, which is also another guy in the league like now. So I was like, wait, what? And then when I saw his name on his jersey, I was like, wait, that's not him. I can't think of who it was.
You know the number?
No, I don't remember. It was like a quick. What was his name? It was like KP or CP? CP. Yeah, CP, because I was like Chris Paul, but it wasn't Chris Paul. It was somebody else. It was like something Price, maybe? I can't remember. This is like,
Yeah.
back in the day when Jordan was playing.
Got Doug West, Tom Gugliotta.
CP.
Yeah, Sam Cassell, who's what I thought of. What the fuck?
Is there any with last name
P? Keeps showing me like shit all. See, I was thinking of Wally Zerbiak. That was the white dude on the Timberwolves.
Anyway, I just thought it was funny because like Kevin Garnett was telling the story. He's like, yeah, man, I'm like, you got that motherfucker. He was saying the N-word, but I'm not going to say it. And I was like, you got that motherfucker. And he's like,
why can't I say it?
And then Michael heard me, and I was like, I don't care. And then he's like, 8 minutes later, he has 40 points. Me and C.
There's Chris Carr.
No. He's like, me and CP haven't scored. And then Michael like walks by and he goes, what's wrong, young man? What's wrong, young man? And he goes, and then Kevin Garnett's like, I never talked.
Cherokee Parks?
I don't think so.
That's CP.
He's like, I don't.
6'11".
He's like, well, he would have been guarding. He was guarding Jordan. So
Stephon Marbury.
I think he was a shooting guard.
Reggie Jordan. He's like, hi, Michael. Doug West. I already said it.
Doug West.
Simpsons did it. We don't have to know. I figured I could look while you were talking about the thing. Christian Laettner, CL. Charles Smith. Sam Mitchell. Kevin Garnett, Mark Davis. Marquise Bragg.
I'm going to look at this list real quick while we're doing it, so I don't care. Because now I got to know. Oh, wait, never mind. All right, you guys need to calm down.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well.
You understand? We got the cats going.
Dude, so you know how the Bengals were just the Bengals were just in the they don't pick up the mics, I don't think, but you know how
I know. I just like to tell people.
The Bengals were just in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, fuck it.
Member. So like the Bengals just in the Super Bowl.
What's that?
They're still not favored to win their division. Like if you're betting, if you're a betting man.
That's really weird.
Like, they were just in the Super Bowl.
How are they not favored? Who's favored?
The Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens, yeah.
They think it's such a fluke.
I'm going to say this right now.
The Bengals improved their offensive line. Jamar Chase is now in his second year. Like he kills it. Higgins, Burrow, Boyd.
Burrow's a white man.
They added Hayden Hurst, the tight end.
Yeah, dude, I'm about to pick him back up. I don't have room.
I'm just saying.
I don't have room for anybody.
That's their guy.
I was like, Mark was like, I want to be opening free agency at 5 o'clock. And then in my head, I was like, I don't have room to pick up anybody.
Yeah.
Who's on there?
Well, so I only do because I'm like, T.Y. Hilton is not on a team, and he's on my team.
Yeah, that's crazy. How old is he?
32, 10-year pro. Yeah. So
it's pretty old. He's an old man.
In NFL, he's old. Basketball might be prime season. Sometimes that happens. Mm-hmm. But this is football. Football. But,
I've been saying this forever. I feel like I just still think Lamar is not as good as like people act like he is.
Like throwing?
Just like overall. People like talk about him like he's gonna be like this like MVP, like oh, he's like the best quarterback, like Hall of Famer, and I'm like, maybe, but I mean, he still hasn't really shown.
You had one MVP,
yeah,
because he had like 1,200 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what I mean. Like, but I'm like, what happens when he gets fucking one play? He's just. And just someone drills him, and then he's just injured.
I mean, that's the scary thing. It's weird. Like Russell, like clearly has been good. He has never done the Johnny Manziel panic attack in the backfield that like gets people injured, or the Carson Wentz thing where he's like, I can do this myself.
Yeah,
and it's like that's when you get hurt. Like Russell has been like,
we got to pull up all the stats.
I can do some of it myself, and then I'm going to throw it. I'm going to be smart and throw it out of bounds, or I'm going to throw the right pass. Like LeBron James type smart. But like Kobe thinks he can do everything himself, so if Kobe was a quarterback, he would be the fucking...
Yeah, that one year he had 36 and 6. Touchdowns, interception. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Well, because rather than like throwing a close pass, he was just... I
can fucking run around. Games last year, but he was 16 and 13.
Yeah, see, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's not great. 16-13? That makes me want to puke. That's what Jalen Hurts had. And people love him in fantasy, but fantasy keeps skewing our like opinions on people because we're like, oh, he's kicking ass for my team. Just because he gets rushing yards,
and then
is
his
so big
real
for
team stops starting him, and then people go, wait, what?
Yeah, because that'll happen.
Playing. Yeah,
that'll happen to some of these dudes.
Jameis Winston. I mean, he would like get like 4 touchdowns and like 3 picks, but like I would still get like good points.
He's not good.
Yeah,
like he wasn't actually good. So that's actually my fear. My first pick this year.
I'm afraid of the dark.
We did our rookie draft, basically rookie draft. It's rookie and free agents. Talking to a cousin last night, and he's like, "Oh, so it's not really a rookie draft?" And I was like, "I'll smack you." Because it is.
I feel like
there's like 4 normal players.
Yeah,
because
how many of them
leagues
even
are so deep.
Like 3 or 4.
There was the last round, a couple people. Some of them got cut. Like I picked up Sammy Watkins because he's on the Packers now.
I would even argue that I don't know if you can make it where you have to draft a rookie in the settings, but
yeah,
because I mean, like
maybe
it would make sense. I'm like, why would someone draft Hayden Hurst?
You're right though. You probably should have to draft.
Yeah,
like. It almost might be cheap that I'm able to pick up Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
Because he's starting for the Packers.
Yeah.
And everyone's focused on rookies, and then I just go, I'm a 4th-round pick, Packers.
Yeah. We got it.
Hey,
don't make me come in there and fuck you up.
Hey. Sit down.
Hey, quit fucking around.
Yeah. Diesel sometimes repositions his front legs like someone before they're getting ready to do a squat. He sits there. He just did it. He's in the squat position now. He's good squat position. But
he's got a wide base.
How sick are those bulldogs that just got that chest? And they look like they're ready to do a full squat.
Basically Diesel.
Just fucking wide ass shoulders. Some bulldogs got my shoulders, dude. Fantasy football? No, my first pick was Chris Olave.
Oh, yeah.
People are high on him. He kicked ass in college. He was like, oh, fucking smoking them, dude. People are smoking the Chris Olave joints. And, people don't smoke joints anymore. They smoke fucking Fab Blondes. Fab Blondes. And so Corey took a drink of
who do you
something.
think
I was
is
trying to
going to win?
Spit it up.
I don't know. My first pick was, what's his name? He has a cool name. I was like, his first name is
Tyler Batty.
Like Rashad White, but it's like
R. Oh yeah, Rashad. 6 A's.
Yeah, too many A's.
Rashad.
Oh, and then I got Kenny Pickett. White boy
runs a football. Yeah,
he's a white bitch.
What's this button? Oh,
we know what that is.
What's this one? Everybody?
Oh yeah, show me how those tits smell. Show me the meaning of
what?
Being gay. What the hell?
Got you your meaning right here, buddy. So Chris Olave, Just like you're talking about with Jameis Winston throws, well, he might throw for 40 touchdowns and 40 picks this year with 17 games.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully, 15 of them go to Olave. That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My nose.
Oh, no.
And he's got, what's his name?
Dude, I also got Hassan. Oh, you talking about Michael Thomas?
No.
Alvin Kamara. Laron
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
The guy is the strong safety from the Jets.
Yeah, who's now just like a bodybuilder.
The guy just murders people in backyards and alleys. Get it, Diesel. Learn the game.
He just pulls the whole thing.
He does. So it was right there. This morning it was like over here. Yeah, and all the food was out of it. I was like, oh, he was like tipping this thing over.
That's sweet.
He tries to pull him straight out, but
there's still like
yeah.
What is it? Is he like?
Oh, you know what? There's a couple up there.
Oh, that are treats.
Oh. And I purposely put those in there because he does this.
Yeah.
And he needs to work a little bit.
Oh, there he goes. He's getting it. He's getting the treat.
Deez!
You got the treat. You're a fat piece of shit.
Deez got the treat. Deez got the treat. Deez got the treat. Deez got the treat. But now he's overweight.
We went to the Vault.
Oh yeah, how was that? Was that good? Good food. You have to fucking RSVP 4 weeks in advance.
Well, we made reservations and then we got there, and I mean there were just so many open tables. And I go, oh, we didn't have to make reservations. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, probably not. And I was like, man, whatever. And then we like she like wore like a dress, and like she was like, I mean, we're like, oh, because it's supposed to be like somewhat fancy, I think. And it's nice, but it's just like, I mean, there was like a booth next to us. Well, like there was a girl in it wearing like a windbreaker and leggings, and I go, you don't have to. You just wear whatever you want, apparently. So, but I mean, it was expensive, and the food wasn't like it didn't blow me.
Yeah.
So I got. They have like
$27, and then it wasn't amazing.
Yeah, it was. So I got the tomahawk pork chop. Because
I feel like you got that before, or I've heard that before.
I mean, I've never gotten.
Okay,
but anyway, I mean, it was a nice thick pork chop. It was juicy, but like it's like they like don't season it that much, and they like put this glaze on it, so it's like I can taste the glaze, and like the pork chop is just like a bland kind of pork chop. But the only thing that was really good is they had these like these garlic mashed potatoes that were fucking
out of this
amazing.
world.
But other than that, I'm like. We just paid like $60-something for this meal, and it's like, okay. I think my palate isn't like for like fancy food.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, give me like fucking barbecue or like give me some fucking like
just some normal shit.
Yeah.
I can eat diner food forever.
Yeah, man. Like we got
this greasy shit.
On Friday
good.
We got Zukin's, which is like a barbecue place, and I was like, I mean, that would cost a third of the price. Yeah. We got more food, and it tasted better.
Zukin's.
Really good. We got
barbecue for poor people.
We got, dude, it's crazy. Like we were looking at the menu and I go, there's like a rib meal. So you get ribs. It's the ribs, fries, coleslaw, and a roll. And it's like $13. And I go, I mean, all these other places are like 16, 17.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like a lot of food, man. We got like a chicken and rib dinner.
Just making people hungry. Oh my God.
So
salivating good. At their desk.
Salivating in the shower.
Salivating, thinking about Fear Factor and how you'd eat all the crickets. Speaking of crickets in Fear Factor, Joe Rogan, he did say that like eating bugs, it actually is a good source of protein, and that a lot of them taste like nothing. Yeah. Like when someone doesn't like a green bean or something that has like just like a water kind of nothing taste, he's like, that's what he said with like some bugs, and that he only tasted it because like he wanted the show to keep going one time, and this lady was like, I don't know, and he was like, well, hey, how about this? I'll eat one too. And then so the lady's supposed to eat this crazy shit, and he's like, I'll eat one, and she's like, all right. But they also said that's how they found out people that are allergic to like shellfish. Also allergic to like certain like cockroaches, certain bugs that have like shells, and they didn't know that until a guy had to eat like a cockroach. Well, that's what he said. He said a cockroach was
I don't care.
Tastes like nothing. I know. He was talking about it, and the guest is like,
yeah, but see, people also do that with like
never do that.
Actual food that is like food. People are like, dude, it tastes like this, and then in my head I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, everything tastes like chicken. Every weird fucking meat someone ate tastes like chicken.
Dude, it's not bad. Like when all the fake meat that people eat, and they're like, I mean, it tastes like pretty good. It's like close to the real thing, and I'm like, I'll just have the real thing.
Yeah.
Because what I'm gonna do, my brain is weird. I'm gonna take a bite, and all it's gonna do is focus on how it's different
and how it. Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on how it's different and go, this is gross. Blech.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We had Magdalena's, and that was awesome. Cool. It was nice.
I'll never go. Just kidding. I always get that.
Didn't know you had the day off, dude.
Yeah, I didn't really know until I woke up and went, yeah, I'm not going.
Nice. I like that.
And then
more people should do that. More people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. America.
Sweet.
Freedom.
I always forget those two, that and Gregorio's mixed up. And then like when I drive by Gregorio's, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my Gregorio's. Yeah. And then Magdalena's is the other place.
Magdalena's
is good.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm not an Italian bitch.
So have you seen the it's a TV show, I think it's on Amazon Prime, called The Terminalist.
Yeah.
So did you watch the first season?
Yeah.
Is that all they have out right now?
Yeah.
Hey, I got all the answers, Chris. Yeah. Yes? Tell me something I don't know. So, Chris Pratt. Okay, so I listened to an interview with the writer of the book that then turned it into like a show, and Jack Carr. And so he talked about how he purposely had a couple like ex-Marine, ex-Navy SEAL, whatever the hell, people on like when they filmed it. And so he said he had that, and he had also plenty of people who have been in like the Hollywood world already. And Chris Pratt and a bunch of these people all like the common theme was that like it felt way more like unified and like well put together, and just like more of like a family than say like you finally you auditioned for this role and you got it, and then you go to a thing and you wait all damn day, and maybe you're not even like talked to amazing, and like certain things might be choppy or shitty. And I don't know, it was cool hearing that, and then it was cool hearing him about him talk about like how he struggled with PTSD, and him and all of his buddies have stories of all that.
Was this guy also in the military?
This guy was a Navy SEAL. The guy who wrote the book and wrote all this stuff. He was a Navy SEAL, and he talks about he said all the things he did and a bunch of people that helped him work on the thing. And so he grew up his the author of the guy who like made it.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I've never, obviously I don't have, it's like not like I've been a Navy SEAL. I have experience, but I feel like I have like I've watched a lot, like, because I mean, I like that genre and like video games and everything.
For sure.
So like I can tell when like stuff, I feel like I can tell when stuff like looks more authentic, like just like the movement of the guys, and like, I don't know, like I watch movies where I'm
more
like,
authentic?
Yeah, like it just feels like they're like doing like how
shitty.
like they actually had Navy SEALs guys
when
come in and show Chris Pratt how to do it. Like how John,
the guy who wrote the shit.
Like how John Wick gets like trained to shoot guns and stuff.
He went to Terran Tactical that far left people get upset because everybody in the planet who isn't far left.
Dude, far left people get upset. Far right people get upset about everything. They're
I know,
like
but
literally
like,
the same people. They should all like, hang out.
Yeah, but like Joe Rogan goes there and tries and shoots some guns, and people are like, Joe Rogan lets white nationalists talk on his podcast. Terran Tactical must be the worst thing on the planet. It's like the guy's he wants people to safely use guns and effectively, and he can help people make it look real for a movie. I don't know. There's so many things that are like annoying. We actually talked a bunch about that with like some of Jordan's cousins. We were just talking about certain things that happen that you hear about in the media, and then we're all on the same page of just like we're not insane either way on certain things. We're like, and how annoying all the noise is about certain shit. But anyways, yeah, the Terran Tactical dude shows people what's up.
Yeah.
And he showed John Wick fucking John.
Yeah.
And
there was another movie. There was like another military movie that like came out where like they brought in like Navy SEAL guys because like we wanted to like look how they're like, you're like clearing rooms and like shooting and like how you like drawing and aim, like, because like I feel like cheap movies is just like they just do what they think is supposed to be done, and then it's just like you could tell. Like,
how about
weird.
like something as small as like when I was 17, I took a year of MMA, and then I've taken like since then I took a couple boxing classes, and I've taken like another year or so of jiu-jitsu. So like I know like some basic stuff, and I've also watched MMA my entire life, and like what real punching is.
Yeah.
And then
you watch like a movie, and it's like the dumbest shit.
So my actual example is the girl on The Boys, Starlight. I'm like, not one person showed her like a normal punch. She's doing like a weird curled wrist. I'm like, her hand would snap if she actually landed a punch on anything. If they had her test on one punching bag, she would realize immediately, ow. Yeah, because it's not done right. You're fucking doing some weird flimsy shit. Mm-hmm. And so, that is in so many things. But that's the easiest thing to tell. Someone they didn't. That's like another thing. It's like jab.
Authenticity. Like I feel like if you watch enough of like that genre, then even though you're like not trained, you like know like how it should look because you've seen it, and then when it doesn't look right, you're like, oh, I don't. This sucks.
Yeah, it bothers. Little things like that will bother you. So that's cool that you said that because I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard about the show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll listen to I listened to the interview, and I really want to check it out. He also mentioned about there is like I don't know the word for it, the like certain thing like say like AA, people who go to AA meetings, you're not supposed to talk about the AA meetings. Well, they're like Navy SEAL, like apparently there is a thing, whatever that's called, is that like some people think you're not supposed to really talk about the stories you get from Navy SEALs. And Jack Carr is like, there's great stories, and like we could also show like the next line of people who are training as Navy SEALs or whatever, like how to get through PTSD, how to work through it, and just certain things. So he's trying to be eye-opening to like a lot of PTSD stuff and reacclimating yourself back into the world and how you deal with certain things and all this stuff. So he talked about that a lot, and I just thought all that was cool. And just because it has something to do with guns and stuff, there's plenty of people who immediately don't like the show. And then, so I'm bringing this all up, honestly, because I think it's interesting. You've seen it. I want to check it out. Amazon Prime, right? And so I brought this up at work. I got one guy who loves, like, he has a bunch of family in the military and stuff. So he just likes the idea of talking about any of that stuff. He listens to podcasts, all this stuff about that world. And then another guy, a new hire, he's ex-military. He was in the military for a while. So, like, I was talking to both of them. I was just like, hey, what about, have you guys heard about the show? I heard good stuff. And I was telling them a little bit about that I heard about this Jack Carr guy. And I was like, just telling them about the show, and I go, yeah, they have Chris Pratt playing it. The guy, Jack Carr, actually said when he was writing these books, because he has 5 books written, I think. So I think that maybe they'll do 5 seasons is what they're hoping for.
Is it this all Terminalist books? Is it like the same character?
Maybe.
Oh.
Keep looking at a hair. It's my own problem because it's, whoa, did I hear a cat? I don't know. Whoa. I don't know if it's... You just gapped that fucking food, dude. Uh-oh. He's getting nutty. I think he pooped. He's feeling healthy. You ever do that? Take a dump, and you're like, I can go for a run right now. This cat just dumped in front of us, and I was running around it, doing laps around his shit. So, get back on topic. And I don't know if it's all Terminalist or what, but he has like 5 books, and so I just assumed, he's trying to get 5 seasons or me. Yeah. So I could look it up in a second, but so
producer just sitting right there.
Yeah. So Jack Carr. What the fuck did I just say? He was
Something about Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah. So thank you. So while he was writing these books, he thought, because he said at the time the only thing Chris Pratt that he knew was in. He knew of him. He just did the Zero Dark 30, which Have you seen that too?
Yeah.
He, he wasn't like the main character, right? Or nothing like that.
I mean, he was just like part of like
he's
the
part
team.
He's part of the
like,
team.
They're pretty like.
So he said he liked that
he
saw what he saw out of that, and then also he liked that he was very like human and just like more of an average kind of male, in Parks and Rec. And he said he liked like the two versions of him and thought like, oh, this could be perfect. He'll be perfect for this role. So I don't know how good he was or how much you liked it.
He's
great. I like him
think
too.
Chris Pratt's really good.
Yeah. So I didn't know this, but there's plenty of people that are just like, oh, fuck him.
A lot of people hate him.
I didn't know. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So he's got a farm, so people are like, he's Republican, kill him.
Because people hate. Because that show got like bad, so like critic ratings, the show fucking's bad. But then like if you go to
user,
like whatever, it's
real
like,
people,
good. It's like real, it's like good.
Assholes. Yeah.
Because I think it's just like military. Chris Pratt, they're like, this is
stay away from that.
Stay away from it, bad. So,
but that's what
you can't just like watch something and consume it for like.
There can just be one fucking BuzzFeed article that has an image of Chris Pratt. And like mentions the terminalist, and it just says like, oh, this is that, and they just make whatever connections they make, and they have the big headlines like an over exaggeration. And now anyone who's left just reads that, and then they go, I'm done, dude. Fuck that guy. Fuck that show. I would never check that show out.
Yeah.
They think you're gonna turn the show on, and it's like only white people, or whatever.
Chris Pratt's just going, fucking, I'm gonna kill every trans
welfare
person.
should be taken away,
dude. Yeah,
no one gets government assistance. Only white people prevail. Whatever, whatever the fuck people thinking. But that's not the BuzzFeed article. That just like is telling you this is your thought. This is your new opinion now of this person. Yeah, take it and store it in your brain. This is how we all think now about this person. But
I feel like people need to
fucking relax.
They need to like look. They need to relate more and like kind of like look at it like from a different perspective. As like I've been doing this a lot for these past few years. When I think about somebody who did something, and maybe obviously like people who did something bad, where I'm like, oh, well, fuck that guy. But like something where it's just like, oh, they made a mistake. I think about, I'm like, what if it was like me?
Yeah,
and I think about like my friends who were going, fuck that guy. But then I'm like, if it was me, they could talk to me, and I would go, dude, I fucked up. They go, yeah, man, like you fucked up. It's cool. Like, and then if someone was, dude, Corey's a piece of shit, they would go, dude, you made a fucking mistake. Like they would stand up for me because like they know me, but like as soon as it's someone you don't know, it's so easy to go, nope, piece of shit.
Yeah, you're like,
do you even know the story? No, I mean, I just heard that they did the thing or whatever. I don't know. So,
I was just writing books about my life.
I feel like people need to look at
and making it. So yeah, the Jack Carr dude said his mom was a librarian, and like he just grew up reading a ton. His dad was like,
I'm a writer now.
So he read a lot. He knows like how books are written, and then he lived crazy stories. A lot of his friends have crazy stories. They help him, just like comedians all get together and they can make a funny comedy. These Navy SEAL dudes got together and they're like, we can put like some real stories together and show people how to cope with PTSD and all this stuff. And how to only vote Republican forever. This is what people think.
I'll vote nothing.
So they got the Terminal List, True Believer, Savage Son.
Okay, so these are probably just separate stories.
So maybe they're all separate. Yeah, The Devil's Hand.
The devil came down from the countryside.
Oops.
I knew what you wanted it to be.
This is God's country.
Yeah, fucking America, dude. Books 1 to 3. So they make this look like, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man? But, so yeah, I'm at work, right? Telling two guys. One guy was in the military. By the way, none of us at work are talking about all this political shit that like people immediately connect to all this stuff and hate, and that's the reasons they hate this actor or this writer or this person, whatever. We're just talking about a show, and so one dude's ex-military, one dude loves the military, and told he was too dumb to even be in it. He actually told me that he was like, this one kid goes, Yeah, they didn't want him.
They're like,
and I was like,
come on, everybody, sign up. And then they're like,
yes.
well.
They walk up to cart boys pushing carts outside of Meyer and go, do you want to be in the military?
Yeah.
Like, so they're asking literally anybody. He told me that, I mean, without, lack of explaining, he just said, I'm too dumb for he said something like that, and I'm too dumb for the military. And I went, hey, man, just for your own good, don't tell anybody that. I looked right at him. I was like, I don't think
crazy.
You should not
know
be.
That was like a thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't think. I go, it makes sense because if you're gonna like fuck up, you got like.
Is this the guy who just crashes forklift?
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, but
nobody knows
a bunch of stuff. But I didn't. Yeah, they don't want you to. They say yes. They bring you along, and yeah, you just do the wrong thing and hurt one of your own people. Yeah. So. There's a point where it's like it can't be that dumb, and
I feel like they could like shove them somewhere.
Yeah,
put them on act.
Yeah, push them out first.
Yeah. Go over there. Okay.
They don't really have that line anymore, right?
Because I was thinking of
drones.
I was thinking of the other guy I used to work with, and you're like, show the terminal list.
Oh my god.
No. Oh, there's Chris Pratt's in it. I don't know.
And then he goes, Chris Pratt. And I go, like Guardians of the Galaxy? He's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh my god.
And he's like, the whole conversation.
Like, you live in a fucking bucket, which no one's ever said that before, but
a bubble. I love all those stories. It'd be like, you're just so excited to be like, it's just a piece of information that's context for the story. So you're like,
dude, have you heard of the NFL?
And they're just like,
would you say McDonald's?
Yeah, and like, no. And then you go, well, then never popular. Mind.
Yeah. You know McDonald's? You pass 4 of them on the way to work. No. What is it? It's fat. It's fast. It's fast food. It's the number one fast.
You wanted to tell him like one of those Chuck Norris jokes. So like, Chuck Norris? No. And then you're just like, okay, dude, well, never mind then.
Dude. Yeah. That's a funny. That is a person, and it's a funny person.
No. Wild. I wish it was one of the real examples.
Yeah, he'd be like, this is just like, obviously no one would do this, but be like, hey, you know Megadeth, right? Yeah. All right, so I went and saw Metallica, and then I keep talking, and he goes, hold on, what? Who's that? Like, what? Metallica, I've never heard of that. How do you know about Megadeth?
Yeah.
Or whatever. That would be like
that actually happened.
Yeah. But so I'm talking to these 2 guys about the show so briefly. They walked into the office, like I was already in the office. I just started bringing it up. This other guy, far left dude.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about him before.
Yeah, and he's a cool dude. I talked to him about video games.
I feel like a lot of people are cool dudes.
Yes.
And then it's like,
people. That's the thing.
So everyone's like, we all hate each other.
Yeah, people are fine, but like when you show this, like, you got to understand, you look like you're mentally ill.
Yeah. When
you're someone doing this, when everything's normal, and someone just goes, yeah, I don't know, I don't agree with Biden was gonna help with student loans, and like he hasn't talked about it since he's been president. It's been like 3 years. He's just not going to do anything about student loans. And then the other person goes, he's doing everything correct.
Yeah.
He's not. Well, you want Trump in there? Trump wasn't going to do anything about student loans. They just start freaking out, and I'm like, all right, well, I think we can have a normal discussion about.
See, that's what's scary.
Student loan stuff.
I don't want to get into politics. So,
yeah.
But,
well, I was going
to say, that's what's scary.
Everyone could, most people can agree with what I just said.
Yeah. I feel like
most humans.
Because people do that, though, where it's like you criticize Biden, and then like their immediate reaction is going, you'd rather have Trump? And it's like, I mean, no. I'd rather have like a better country with like a better person.
Like a lot of things
it's just not happening because everyone goes, better of 2 evils. I'm like, okay, well, so we're just going to better of 2 evils every 4 years. This is good. Yeah. We're in a good spot.
Douchebag and shit sandwich. It's going to happen
again, and it's going to happen again, and then everyone's like, yeah, but at least we're not getting that guy.
It's the douchebag and shit sandwich.
Yep.
Right? So I bring it up to them. The turning point here, rather than Joe Biden something, was... I go, you ever heard of it? I was like, I got Chris Pratt in it. I went to start talking about like Jack Carr's interview. Mm-hmm. I go, it's got Chris Pratt's in it. Chris Pratt's in it. And this kid goes,
Simpsons did it. Chris Pratt did it.
Chris Pratt did it. And this kid over here, he just goes, Chris Pratt's a fucking Nazi.
Christ, dude.
And I'm not talking to him.
Yeah.
I'm talking to 2 other people.
Yeah.
And this person who wants to be a wild, political,
You just wanna put up,
charged,
like,
emotional
a
freak.
wall.
Yeah. And I literally look right at them, and they see because the guy doesn't even look at us. He's looking at his computer, and he's like, "Oh, that guy's a fucking Nazi." And then
God.
I'm looking at the 2 guys I was talking to, and I go, my face is like big eye roll, and look over, and I go, not even saying a word. Like literally,
Yeah.
I just continued talking to them about whatever. And then later, yeah, dude. Later, he wasn't around, and like the rest of the warehouse was in the room. And I was like, guys, listen to this.
Dude, gather
around. This guy goes, fucking out there. And I basically did that. And then they were like, really? The people that weren't there. And then the rest of us were like, yeah. And I was like, I go, I didn't say nothing. But one dude goes, he is?
Yeah.
And then he's like, he goes, the guy who's calling him a Nazi, he goes, well, like his like brother is like a Nazi or something. And then I'm like, you don't know anything. You're the fucking guy who read the one headline.
Yeah.
You read a BuzzFeed headline and you went, I'm done with that guy. Oh, he's like, and then he mentioned something about like being a Christian or whatever. And I'm like, so someone goes to church once or donated to a church once just because they think they're being nice. Maybe they're a family they know goes to that church, and that money's going to like fucking something that they think to them. Like, think about it. If it was you, like you and your family, and you donate something for a cause, you donated to a school because your siblings' kids are on this sports team. You donate to that just because you're like, oh, I think it's a good thing. And then someone's like, well, that school's connected to this Nazi, and then you're like, I was just trying to help out some kids playing sports. And so people do that shit, and I didn't even look into it or whatever. I was just like, I don't know, man. If his brothers, though, could be just raping people left and right. Yeah. Like, that's his brother.
What do you want him to do?
He needs to kill him.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he's the only one that's connected to him. I don't know.
He's famous, and I'm mad.
He needs to stop. My wife thinks he's a hot guy. So Chris Pratt can't be liked by anybody.
This is Ghost Country.
I love seeing Corey's face.
It's too much.
I hit 2 things. His head just twirls. It's like Tim trying to show him 2 TVs.
At least, but the one TV I can look it down.
Yeah. Well, Tim can't. Tim's eyes switch.
When I have
one eye goes up, one eye goes
noises
down
at the same time. I'm like, ugh.
Hey, so the other day, let me tell you about.
Oh man.
Welcome to the wild segment. So the other day.
Dude, there's squirrels in here.
Dude, we have some old ass episodes about squirrels. I was telling you about how they get in real heat and they throw each other out of trees. Check that episode out if you haven't. Squirrels fuck, dude. Squirrels get down. Oh, hey. I listened to...
Oh, hold on, dude. We got action on my garage camera
right now?
20 minutes ago.
We got action? Hey, do you want to connect?
Let's just look at this guy. This guy's always just...
Why is he in the alley all the time?
He's always doing shit back there.
Why?
He has there's 4 vehicles that he's always just rotating back there, pulling them out, working on them. I never see him working on anything. He just pulls one back there, parks.
Does he think like God's watching and he's like, I need to make sure he's in and out of that
buys
room?
these shitty vehicles and fixes them up or something. I don't know. He bought this shitty.
He literally just puts $5 spark plugs in a car, and then it starts one time, and he's like, "Yeah, it's good." I'm a fucking mechanic.
Yeah,
because you can do that to lawnmowers. You can do that to a lot of stuff. Put some spark plugs in it; it works for a moment.
Yeah, one time Jen said something to him because he was parking, blocking our garage, and then he's like, "Yeah, sorry guys." He saw us and was like, "Sorry." Well, no, Jen said something to the old lady that lives there, which is his mom, and then I think his mom yelled at him. And then he was like, "Fucking cars! You can quit, don't block the garage," or something. I don't know. And then he was like, he saw us out front. And he was like, "I'm sorry," guy telling us. And he's hammered. And he's like, "I'll do an oil change on your guys' car for you." And I'm just like,
oil change,
Yeah.
I'll go to anyone.
First of all, I could do my own oil change, and second of all, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And third of all, I'm just gonna pay someone
Yeah.
who works in a shop to do it.
Yes. Weird.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
dude.
where we are.
And
But
that's-
then he's
God's country.
and then he has like that crazy girl that's like his ex, I think, but then he's still around all the time, just pulling up in front of the house on the horn.
You don't fucking live here.
Yeah, dude, yelling shit. Dude, that happened the other day, but I was out front, and then you just hear like,
Dude, that could be stuff we'd put on the Patreon if we had a Patreon.
yeah, just,
Just
My
the little
security
clips of
camera.
your security cam. These people
and she
screaming.
flies down the alley and like
Yeah.
just gonna murder someone on the sidewalk that
Yes.
people walk.
Someone's just walking their little dog.
Dude, people walk up and down that sidewalk constantly. So
Yeah.
she's just in a Ford Fusion.
Is she also a fucking drunk? These people,
Gosh,
the
I
cops
think-
need to pull up
I mean,
over
clearly,
one of them
if you're
once.
with that guy, you're mentally unstable.
Yeah, you're
Well,
drunk.
then Jen hates that. Jen literally just says all the time, "I hate him," and then I just
Yeah.
like laugh because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm like,
She's like,
but then she
there's
like
only
says-
two things I hate in this world.
But then she like says
A
stuff
drunk
like,
neighbor and buddy. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then she was like, but I'm like, I always tell her, like not to do stuff because I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
Chill
I was
out,
like,
it's
the guy's
okay.
fucking
Don't
crazy.
say nothing, he's
Like you're gonna
nuts.
fucking do something and
Yeah.
he's gonna murder you, and I'm like not home
Yeah.
to fucking
And now I got to deal with the death of you.
yeah.
And now I got to kill an old guy, old
Because
drunk
like
guy.
I don't think a lot of people don't think about this. A lot of people just think like, well, what's right and wrong? This guy needs to be dealt
Yes.
with or whatever. But then I go,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be on internet videos having a feud with my neighbor
Yeah.
where it's like a war. Where I say something to it, and then he's like, and then I have a hole in my garage because he like threw fucking something through it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So whatever he's done so far, to me, stuff he's done. I mean, it's not. He's parked in front of our garage like a couple times,
Yeah.
and then like took the gutter off once. Where we like, and we talked to him about both
Yeah.
of those.
Like, what's
And
going
he
on?
said like he like lied about
Oh,
the
I was
gutter thing. Oh,
mowing.
it like fell off. He's like, I've put it up a few times. I've never just seen it off. You took it off, man.
Why would a gutter be in his way? Why would he need to move that?
I don't know. It's like the downspout that sticks
Yeah.
out, but still, I don't know what. Still, why it was moved.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't know. But I just have to tell Jen where I'm like, no, don't fucking do anything. Because then there was one time I don't know. Yeah, what it is doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna retaliate, and I'm like, and now you're in a feud, and now every day this is your life
Yeah.
now. I'm like, dude, I'll see videos online. Like,
No.
I know the other day
Nate-
my neighbor's
Yeah.
yelling at us. I'm not living my life like that.
I think everyone lives by a drunk. I got a drunk by me, but I just try not to. I never retaliated back. Like
Yeah.
there was times where he pounded on my door,
Yeah.
freaking out about someone parking on the like in front of his house, and I just went, "Hey, fucking calm down, dude,"
Yeah.
and then moved the car and was like, "Chill out."
Yeah.
And because I'm like, I'm not gonna just go, "Oh, I'm parking on his lawn tomorrow."
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go back and forth.
Yeah.
This is a fucking horrible sitcom or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
People just don't think.
yeah. So,
I got gases.
I got this guy I work with. He has a neighbor.
I
that-
can't get in the military.
I know, a different guy, but he is a guy. He has a neighbor, the same shit, a drunk dude who it would just be like yelling belligerent shit outside, and he's his story of his dude is that the girl does everything, and this guy is just useless. He says he's outside. They have a small kid, and he's just yelling at the kid. It's like a small young fucking kid, and I'm like, this is sad. Stop telling me about
it
it.
is sad.
And he would tell me this stuff. I'm like, think about how many people, the whole world, dude. Not even just we're in God's country. We're in America. We're in America, and fucking, and you're living like that. I don't know. Fucking get your shit together.
It's terrible. Yeah, get your shit together. Get some help. Look at the PS5.
Get an AA. Yeah, I gotta play that shit.
Dude, Madden. Is Madden cool?
Should we play disc golf? Should I see if they want to play disc golf, or should I play Madden?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing today. I probably won't play disc golf, but
I just every time it's nice, I'm like, oh, should I have asked some buddies? Because we did say we should do something.
yeah.
You didn't draft a QB before him? That was round 3. I did. I wanted on him again.
Yeah. Drew, you piece of shit. Drew's a little piece of shit.
Yeah, I just dropped a couple guys that I drafted years ago that I tried trading them at times and stuff, but like there's some guys that just suck. Anthony McFarland was a running back, really fast dude. Never got the ball for the Steelers. The Steelers were like, Najee Harris is the guy. He does better. So we'll just give him the ball forever. We don't even need to use a backup or a third guy. This one dude's doing it all.
Mm-hmm.
So watch Najee finally miss a couple games, and then McFarland gets 100 yards, and some other fucking motherfucker picks him up.
Yeah. I hope Najee doesn't miss any games.
I hope for both of us.
I hope
that too.
I hope. I'm super stupid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What if you had it set up where you pressed it and it played, and then when you pressed it again, it started over again, but the original one was still playing? So then they were just playing over each other.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Yeah, it's on replay, but there's only.
Yeah. It probably need to be like a loop.
So on the computer it said loop for replay. And then I came on here and I looked at it, and it was this. Oh, I'm talking from far away. Sorry, guys.
Talking from far away. Talking from everyone's gate.
Email us at yellinggrandma69 Gmail. We'll read your questions and talk about your dad. It's funny, Jordan talks shit about the pod to me. It doesn't even write into the pod. They got an email, dude. Write in, dude.
Write in. Tell us what you want.